Welcome to today's episode of this series where I cast your games. And remember, if you want me to cast your game, feel free to comment your summoner name down below and maybe I'll take a look at one of your solo queue games. But today we are looking at a prodigy of flex queue. A player who has more than 3 times as many flex queue games this season than solo queue games. A master of the friendship for fun queue that is flex queue, and with more than 120 games on the champion he's playing today, with a KD of almost 6, averaging 6 kills and assists for every death. Incredible. He's diamond, he's amazing, he beat me in solo queue and he beat me real good. I'm obviously talking about the support here for the red team, Cillian Ron Swanson. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, this guy, I met him in solo queue. He beat me up real good. I think he was playing Karma mid. Today he's back on his one trick, the Cillian support. And yeah, as I said, a KD of averaging around 6. I think it's something like 5.88, but I mean that's decent. That is really decent. So we'll have to see if we can do some good work today on this Cillian support in a, I think, a decent team. I think the volume here is a bit high. Just turn it down. Let me see. Just do like this. Okay, I think we're good now. But he's playing the Cillian today in a pretty good team, I would say. You know, you have good frontline, you have Mordekaiser, you have Trundle who can take away the resistances that the enemy top laner Ornn will eventually get. Whenever we get longer into this game, right? Trundle can use his subjugate and then become really tanky himself. We have some great damage, burst and DPS with the Katarina in the mid lane for heavy burst damage if she gets a couple of early game, mid game kills. And then you have Kai'Sa for the DPS in those long team fights. And also, obviously when you have Kai'Sa, there's always the opportunity for her to use her burst as well. Maybe going in with the killer instinct whenever she has her ultimate available to her. But yeah, looking at blue team here, it looks like we will already have a first, but in the isolated 1 versus 1, Katarina getting a kill onto the blue team mid lane here. Lulu going down. Maybe not prepared for the ignite that Katarina brought to the fight this time. Let's see here. Let me just tone the music a bit down. But yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what cannot happen if you're blue team at this point. Lulu going down in the isolated 1 versus 1, because obviously when you play a support mid laner like Lulu, you're never going to be as strong as Katarina in the 1 versus 1. And I assume that you play the Lulu mid because you want either your Ashe or your Xin Zhao to be the main carry in the team comp here for blue team. We'll have to see, but I think it should be a Moonstaff Lulu, maybe going Moonstone first item into Staff for Flowing Water, or some other support items at least. But yeah, so what you want to do when you play a support mid lane, you want to play it pretty safe, because you're not building to win the 1 versus 1. You don't have runes to win the 1 versus 1. You have runes to be a support. So you want to get that first item, the mythic, and then you just want to start buffing up your teammates. So not the greatest start for blue team. In the top lane, however, Ornn is getting some pretty favorable trades here, and Mordekaiser has to watch out at this point. Xin Zhao has also already been here a couple of times, but so far no kills going over to the blue side top lane here. Bot lane, however, is what we want to focus on. Let's see what happens here in the mid lanes. And Zhao lands the SW, also goes in with the audacious charge, I think. But again, no kills traded here in the mid lane. Goes in again with the audacious charge. Should probably flash on Katarina. Has already used his flash, which means that he will maybe go down. Yeah, is taken down by the red team jungler here, Trundle. Can he also take down Lulu? I think he will. Flashes on top of her, kills her with the jump, and that's a double kill for the red team jungler here. Already 5 minutes into the game. And yeah, what we also have to mention is that both teams here, they have very strong early game junglers. Both Zhao and Trundle really great skirmishers in the early game. Trundle having a lot of power with the lethal tempo as his rune, with his basic attack and the jump that he can use all the time. Let's see what happens in the top lane. Mordekaiser uses the Realm of Death onto Ornn, misses the Obliterate, and Ornn manages to escape. Actually, I think it could have been pretty dangerous here for Mordekaiser. Let's see if he will go down, pops a shield here. Ornn can flash onto Mordekaiser, decides not to do so. But yeah, both junglers for these teams very strong early game. Zhao having a lot of early game power with the Hail of Blades. Ornn using the call of the Forge Guard. Probably shouldn't try and kill Mordekaiser here as two very low top laners, and that should mean that both junglers should make their way up here. But so far it's only Trundle around the top lane. Zhao is soloing the first Drake. At least that's what it looks like if you take a look at your minimap in the bottom right corner of the screen here. But okay, trying to talk about the bot lane, and our protagonist for this episode, Ron Swanson here, is hit with the grand entrance from Pyke here, but lands the double time bomb onto Ashe. We have to say, Zilean here, he is our protagonist. We have to talk good about him. My personal opinion about Zilean support is really not that good, at least not in the early game. I mean, obviously Chrono Shift is ultimate, always a potential game changer when you have that level 6 and your ultimate available to you. But before that, Zilean support doesn't really offer much in the bot lane. You have the CC if you can land the double time bomb, but that's pretty much what you have early game. You are very squishy, so if you play against hard CC, maybe something like a Pyke even with the grand entrance, and also when he get his level 6 and the quickness available to him, it can be tough to play Zilean in lane. But okay, again, when you average a KD of around 6 in 120 games, you know what you're doing on a champ. So, not saying it's a bad pick, because obviously it's solo queue, you should always play something that you're comfortable on. But personally, not really a good fan, or a big fan of Zilean support so far. Doing good though. Great little counter gank there to deny the gank from Rakan. Missed the double time bomb there, but okay. Again, I don't think you have much kill pressure when you have Zilean support, even though he did bring Ignite to the fight. But I think that will be for later fights. Let's see what happens here. Lands a bomb onto Ashe. Kaiser's forced to flash away, and Rakan used the Ignite onto Zilean. Doesn't look like anyone hit the bot lane. Will go down, but looking in the top lane, Mordekaiser manages to dodge the call of the Forge Guard by using his ultimate, the Realm of Death, onto Zhao. Misses his Obliterate, his Q though, and looks like no one will go down in the top lane. Actually, pretty great fight. Good play from the red team top laner. If he manages to land the Q, his Obliterate onto Zhao, I even think that he takes him down. And let's see what happens here. Looks like red team is threatening a dive. Don't think it will be the right thing to go for it here. Maybe when Zhao backs off, but here's Katarina, and that's a 3 versus 2 turret dive. Since Trundle can tank a long time with the Subjugate, they take down both of the blue team top lane slash junglers, and that's a big blow for blue team here. They will also get a couple of plates. What Trundle can do now is that he can start up the Rift Herald, he can take it, and then he can go straight to top lane again, probably use it, and they can take down the whole turret. Maybe even kill Ornn again if he decides to walk up to the turret here. We'll have to see how he plays it. I think that's at least what I would have done in this situation, because you can really snowball the top lane right now. And having a fit Trundle slash Mordekaiser against that team with almost or practically no burst at all, I mean, that's great. Let's see here. Ashe lands the enchanted crystal arrow onto Kai'Sa. Doesn't have flash available to her. Does take down Rakan, and we see the power of the chrono shift here. Kai'Sa will not go down. Is ulted by her support. That's a great ultimate from Ron Swanson here, our protagonist for today, the Cillian. Sensao though is making his way down here. Let's see if he will take down the support. Flashes away, but is hit by the W from Sensao. And what about Kai'Sa here, caught in between two enemies and taken down by Ashe. A bit unfortunate here for red team. Start off as a really good play. They take down the blue team support. But yeah, great dive from Sensao. Recognizing that he was probably down here alone. Or otherwise he's just YOLOing the dive, hoping that Trundle wasn't there. Works out, they get 2 kills. And Ashe is straight back into this game. But yeah, when we look at the pressure that the two supports have in lane, I'm just talking about in lane here, it's also clear to see the difference that a Rakan offers compared to the Cillian. Because if you look at the ADC CS, not only does Ashe have the kill that she just got onto Kai'Sa, but she's also up more than 30 CS, 36 CS at this point. And this just because, or probably not just because there can be many reasons, right? But Rakan offers a lot more in lane than Cillian does. So it allows Ashe to walk up and last hit these minions that maybe the Cillian cannot offer the same kind of protection for Kai'Sa. But yeah, again, we also saw the importance of an ultimate like the Chrono Shift from Cillian. See here again, the enchanted crystal arrow lands onto Kai'Sa. She's alone this time, and will just go down to the blue team bot lane. At the same time, red team, they take down the dragon, and that's where Cillian went to help probably. And it could be a 3 versus 3 down here. Let's see. Okay, Katarina goes in, gets his solo kill onto Rakan. Is still tanking though, but with the chrono shift, she's sure to survive. Let's see here. Trundle flashes away, but is taken down with a lot of turret damage, and I think that's just because of the new patch here where they buffed turret damage a lot. Otherwise I don't think he would have gone down. Let's see if Ron Swanson here can't get the kill onto Sensao. It's very low but doesn't have any mana. Let's see. Lands a time bomb. Relax, it's gonna be a kill. Whew. The fade away time bomb. Not something you see a lot. But okay, we have a red team mid laner now, Katarina, with 3 kills already. Does have the Dark Seal, does have the Magic Pen boots available to her. Down 40 CS we have to say, or at least something like 30 CS, right? But again, when you're playing the Katarina, you're not looking for CS all the time. You're not looking to just farm lane, especially when you're not playing against someone like Lulu who's just looking to scaling and get those items. You want to rotate as much as you can and try and get into these skirmishes in the mid, or rather bottom top lane. That's exactly what she's done. She's been in 6 of 9 kills already as a mid laner. So great utilization of roaming from the red team mid lane here. But let's see what she does now. Goes in with the Shunbu, jukes the grand entrance and pops her ultimate, the Death Lotus, with no luck again. Goes in, cleanses the crystal arrow, and is out once again. Hawkshot spots Katarina, she's still down here. And for some reason Katarina and Kai'Sa swap lanes here, where Katarina is once again saved by our protagonist for today, the red team support here. What about Mordekaiser? Looks like he will go down, pops the shield though, will take more on with him I think. What about Since Zarya does have flash available, soon he doesn't, so that will be a double kill. A 1 versus 2 double kill for the red team top lane here. What about in the bot lane? Our protagonist goes down so far. Have they traded the kill? I'm not quite sure. I don't think they traded anything. I just think that Katarina overstepped a bit here. Kai'Sa pops the cleanse. Can look for a kill instinct. No, doesn't have it available to her. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why the red team ADC and mid laner decided to swap lanes. Was going quite good in the 2 versus 2 bot lane, also in the isolated 1 versus 1 in the mid lane. So probably something I don't quite understand going on here. But okay, so far it's still working out quite good. Both lanes down quite a bit of CS, and that's also why the gold lead is only a little more than 1k at this point, even though it's a 4 kill gold lead. Blue team will also take down the first turret of the game here, I think. Yeah, that is the first turret. So Ashe is doing a good job so far in this game. We have to point out that she is 3-1, and they do also have a Xin Zhao with 4 kills. And the win condition for blue team here, it is to have these 2 players carry, because Rakan, Lulu and Ornn will offer no damage whatsoever. It will be enchanting and frontlining. So it is the DPS here from blue team in the mid to late game that should carry them. Let's see what happens here in the mid lane, as Lulu is ignited and should go down here again. Kai'Sa can go for this because she has her support there with the Chrono Shift. What about here? Rakan goes in with the quickness and the Grand Entrance. They take down Kai'Sa. It is a 1-for-1, and that's the 5th kill for the blue team jungler here at this point. So again, for blue team, they have all the 8 of their kills they have on the carry. So at least they got that thing going for them, right? Gold lead is also now still only 1000. And I also think that it's great for blue team that they have a dragon already, because you want to scale a bit so you can get the items. I actually thought that Lulu would go the support route. Doesn't look like that's what she's opting into. Will it be a AP carry Lulu? Seems quite bad to me, but we'll have to see about that. And looks like Xin Zhao here is caught out, uses his ultimate, knocks up Katarina also, but will go down eventually. Also gives up a shutdown to Katarina, so that I think the red team mid laner here just says thank you. What about Ashe? Will she take down the mid turret? Meanwhile, Kai'Sa left a bit alone here in the mid lane for quite some time now, but here is Johnny. Again slows Rakan, double time bomb. I mean, it's great support play so far. Really good utilization of the kit that you have available to you as a Cillian support. And that should also mean the 3rd game of the break going over to the red team here. No jungler for the side of blue team. It's a 2k gold lead again with a 6 kill lead. Should be 7 now. Yeah, Ashe goes down. That should be another shutdown, maybe not. She was actually not on a shutdown, even though she was 3-1 and up 30-40 CS. But okay. She overstepped, is punished. That should also be the first turret of the game for red team here. Let's see, they will take down the tier 1. The tier 1 mid turret here for blue team. Now you can start moving your vision into the enemy side jungle here in the bot lane. Prepare for these next drakes. Maybe even for the Baron spawning in a minute. Because again, you as the red team here, I'm not quite sure you want the game to go as late as possible. I think you want to... I mean, it's difficult to say, because right, you have great frontlining when we get later into the game with Trundle, with Mordekaiser. Especially again, as I said in the early game, the fact that Trundle can use his subjugate to take away the resistances from Ornn. But eventually, if this Lulu decides to go the support route again, I think if she goes AP, they just lose. But if she decides to go the support route, and blue team, they just play these fights front to back, they actually do have a lot of DPS with the Ashe and the Xin Zhao, but it will be very hard to play this team fight because, well, Katarina will just be looking for a flank, and they will also have the revive with the Cillian ultimate. So it's going to be very hard. Let's see if they will look for the dive here onto Trundle. Xin Zhao goes in and there is the subjugate, just strips him of all of his resistances. He goes down once again. And yes, Xin Zhao has 5 kills. He also has 6 deaths now. So playing with a bit of fire here. Trundle and Katarina looking very strong now. We also see there are quite a few shutdowns on the side of red team now. With a 4k gold lead and a 8 kill lead also. That is only what you can expect. Red team, they take down the 3rd turret already, and that should be all tier 1s gone for blue team. It is. Blue team though, they also have taken down 2 tier 1 turrets, so not that bad so far. But yeah, again, 5k gold lead for red team. It's not looking too good for blue team, especially not with Lulu going the AP route as she is right now. Don't think you will ever have enough AP to do a difference compared to just buffing up your teammates. But okay, maybe I am wrong. What blue team got going for them is at least they have good CSing. See what else? The time bomb here. Katarina goes in with the Shunfu. Jumps out again. And Zhao manages to survive this one. Ooh, lands the knock up. Oh, let's see what happens here too. Zilean should probably go down here. Use the chrono shift onto himself, but should be gone. What can red team do meanwhile though? Doesn't look like they will do anything, but okay. Caught a bit out here. Also had to use his flash even though he died. Ron Swanson here, so not the best play that the red team just did right here. But again, you're in a state right now as red team, you can force the Baron whenever you want to. You can force a fight and you should probably just win it because of the lead you have right now. So if I'm red team now, I'm setting up vision around Baron and I'm just starting it because you can tank it for quite some time with Mordekaiser and with Trundle. But what about Xin Zhao here? Looks like he will be forced to a fight against Trundle here. Oversteps a bit, does have a flash available to him, should probably flash out. Let's see if he will go down. Almost takes down Trundle, but here's Mordekaiser with the Realm of Death, will take down Xin Zhao, doesn't have a flash available to him. Kaiser takes him down, and what about blue team now? You have to run. Here is Kaiser, that's double kill for the red team, ADC. Ooh, saved by the blast cone. But maybe this Zilean speed up can get them into the fight again. Let's see. Blue team manages to escape with the help of the Shirelias, I think, that Rakan has built. But yeah, right now we're just seeing the straight up power in the 5v5 that red team have with the burst that they can give and the resistances that they can take away from blue team here. But Mordekaiser will go down eventually, but help with the chrono shift ultimate, which means that it is only Ash that will go down in the middle, and that should also mean the first tier 2 of the game going over to red team here. Maybe not. Ornn uses the Call to Forge Guard to clear the wave. It's quite a cooldown to blow. Oh, Lulu TPing in, maybe just to end. But okay, Zilean goes down. It's actually a good TP. He will probably also take down Mordekaiser. Let's see what he can do. Misses the Obliterate, but here is Trundle and red team inting a bit here. However, the whole of 3 members of blue team is just running from this Trundle. Kaiser also comes in here. Still doesn't have the kill instinct available to her. But yeah, we saw just 3-4 members of blue team running away from this Trundle instead of just killing him. I'm pretty sure they could have done that. Out in the mid lane here, 1-for-1. ADC life when there is a Katarina. Will also take down the tier 2 turret. And what we didn't really point out, which is actually quite an important fact in this game, is the fact that both the red team mid laner and the ADC, so both Katarina and Kaiser, they brought cleanse to this game. And when you look at the blue team, they have two maybe 3 forms of engage, right? You have Rakan with his grand entrance and his quickness, right? You also kind of have Call of the Forge Guard if you can use it correctly, right? But the a very distinct way of engage that the blue team has is the enchanted crystal arrow from Ashe, and we see every single time she lands it onto one of the carries from red team, there's just an instant cleanse. I think Lulu disconnected probably. Just the inst minions, but fair enough. If that's what you want to do, maybe a bit tilted also. We have to remember this is solo queue. It's not pro play. When people give up, they sometimes just give up. We cannot see the chat. Maybe stuff is going on there also for blue team here. Oh, Katarina actually had a great flank there, but decided to recall. Was looking in the bot side jungle of blue team. However, decided to recall. And since our caught out here again, Mordecai to use the Realm of Death also takes away some of his resistances there. But Mordecai's actually decided to back off. Kaiser goes in with the killer instinct, takes down Sinsao in the background, and here is Trundle just frontlining again with the subjugate. That's what you can do. Probably used it onto Ornn here. Will not go down, goes back in again because he had the Chrono Shift on top of him. That's 5 kills, that's a clean ace for red team here. 26 kills to 12, 26 minutes into the game. They do not have a minion wave so far, but I think they still have time to wait for the next minion wave and go for them. They will just tank the turret here, and blue team, well, they decide to surrender, get out of this game. And yeah, I also don't think that blue team would have any chance to just try and scale this game. I mean, really good executed fight for red team. Mordecai is just being a bit scared. I think could have stayed on top of Sinsao and just killed him. But okay, great Void Seeker from Kaiser allows her to go in and assassinate the Sinsao, and then just front to back for red team here. Trundle being so strong with the subjugate. But yeah, talking about the Cillian, actually a pretty great game, right? Being in 14 of 26 kills is at least decent, and a lot of very good uses of the Chrono Shift, his ultimate. So yeah, Ron Swanson, thank you so much for letting me cast your game, and remember, if you're watching this and you want me to cast your game, feel free to comment your sound name down below and I will take a look at your game in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.